Hi, Denise 235. I hope everybody's doing well this week. This is our third lecture. I started nutrition last week, and I remembered I had a couple of slides that I thought I had, because when I got to the end, I was like, oh, I think I have more. And I planned on continuing nutrition this week, too. Next week, I think we'll get into stress management. So far, since midterm, we've done body composition and now 2 weeks of nutrition. So let's move on. Oh, I did want to say that I enjoyed reading your research papers. I've got them all graded. It took me a while, but I really enjoyed it, and everybody did a great job with their topic. I learned a lot, and it gave me a lot to read during the past week and a half. So thank you guys for turning them in, and you did a great job. It's a crazy semester, and hopefully this class is something that will not cause you too much stress and get you through and give you some good things to think about for your health and wellness. So I remember last week I said, oh, these are the next slide and this slide are acronyms that I wanted to share with you. DASH, dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Hypertension means high blood pressure. This is diets that came out by the American Heart Association to help people change their lifestyle in terms of their eating habits, adding more fruits, adding more vegetables, leaner cuts of meat, higher fiber, low in fat, low in sodium, which is important, especially for hypertension, high blood pressure. So I wanted you all to know that this diet exists, and it's to help people maybe not be on as much medication as maybe they would be if they continued to eat poorly. So DASH is a good acronym to know. SOFAs is another good acronym to know. The SOFA stands for solid fats and added sugars, which are things in your diet that you should limit. Okay, there's nothing wrong with fat, there's nothing wrong with sugar, but in excess and adding things to something that may already have sugar, not a good idea. So limit adding sugar and limit solid fat for your health. There are two terms coming up. Empty calories, I think most people know. You kind of grow up hearing teachers and parents say, oh my gosh, soda, candy, cake, not a lot of nutrition. That's what empty calories means. It means little nutritional value in relation to its calories. So if you're eating something that doesn't have a lot of nutritional value, it's called an empty calorie. Foods that provide substantial nutrients relative to its calories are called nutrient dense. So a lot of people know what empty calories are, but they don't necessarily know, well, what's the opposition to an empty calorie? A nutrient dense food. There's a term been out for a while called superfoods. Superfoods really, from a nutritionist and a dietitian's point of view, are just nutrient dense foods. But superfoods is a little bit of a catchphrase, a little bit of a media hype phrase. Let's get into the superfoods. Here's some common superfoods. Just take a look and see if these are things that you already like or that you already have in your diet, or if these are things like, oh yeah, I haven't, thought about that, but I'm going to think next time I go to the store, next time I go someplace, I'm going to say, hey, put some kale on my Subway sandwich instead of the lettuce. Kale, spinach, is a superfood, nutrient dense, a lot of nutritional value in relation to its calories. So here's a whole list, and there's more. This is just a start. So a nutritionist would say, oh, there's no such thing as superfood, that's just nutrient dense foods. But if you add these things to your diet along with the DASH recommendations, it's going to help you maintain weight management. It's going to help you fight disease. It's going to add to maybe years of your life. When we talk about the importance of lifestyle on HALE, the adjusted lifestyle index that we looked at in terms of having more healthier days than sick days. So just eating superfoods, again, is not going to keep you from getting sick. But no matter how superfood is, you have to complete it with the whole ABCs, adequate in nutrients, balance out your nutrients with your physical activity, choose sensibly, have a well-rounded, optimal diet. Going one way and just eating nothing but fruits and vegetables is good for you, but you need other things to balance it out in order to have a well-rounded, healthy diet. So the optimal diet, this class always comes back to fitness, is We want our nutrition to help us grow, nourish our bodies, make us viable and strong. In terms of physical fitness, which we want to add to our life every day, we want to know that the diet will help fuel us to be able to perform better athletically, be able to have the energy to play a sport or recreational, intramural, fun. Definition of fitness is not just getting through your day, not just having just energy to work and go home, but to have fun and play sports and use those skill-related components of physical fitness. There's nothing wrong. Of course, vitamins is one of our micronutrients, but you need to balance out saying, oh, just because I'm taking vitamins doesn't mean, oh, I can just go ahead and eat poorly. Vitamins can't compensate for poor eating habits. So I like this slide. It just kind of stuck with me, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Vitamin pill breakfast doesn't rationalize chocolate chip cookie lunches. I think we can all relate to that. So for the long term, you have to look at your eating habits and not just, okay, I'm just going to supplement with vitamins. That'll only take you so far. There used to be something called the Food Guide Pyramid. In 2011, a new way to look at food and try to teach people how to build their day with a healthy diet changed over to something called My Plate. My Plate looks like this. What's cool about this is that it's not a pyramid. It's a plate. And we can relate because we don't eat off plates. We don't eat off pyramids. So you can kind of look at your plate and say, okay, half my plate, according to this My Plate message, should be fruits and vegetables. Vegetables has a little bit of a bigger slice than fruits because fruits has the sugar, so you have to kind of limit your sugar. The other half of my plate should be grains and protein. Grains would fall under the carbohydrates, which is what your key source of energy is for your brain and your body. So grains has a little bit of a bigger slice than protein. This isn't set in stone, but it gives you a guideline. And then up in the corner is dairy. This isn't a vegetarian or a vegan illustration, so you can substitute something that would give you your calcium and your vitamin D and things that dairy would give you. As far as these recommendations. This is a very simple My Plate. How should it look? Another term, when I teach nutrient dense and empty calories, I also like to use that same lecture to teach the difference between hunger and appetite. It sounds like it's like simple and that you would know this anyway, but you have to think about it. When you're hungry, it's a physiological need for food. You have gone hours and hours without having any type of food. And remember, we get our macronutrients and our energy from calories. So we need to eat in order to maintain our strength and our focus. So hunger is the physiological need for food. It's been a long way in terms of distance throughout the last meal and your next meal. You're hungry. Physiologically, your body needs food. Appetite means, oh, I just ate, but that smells good. Or I just ate, or that looks good. So a lot of times appetite is triggered by your senses. You smell something, you see something. You're not hungry. You're physiologically, you're okay. Emotionally, you say, I really want a piece of cake, even though I just had, a salad and a turkey sandwich. I want that cake. You're not hungry. It's appetite. Appetite is desire, psychological, emotional. Hunger is need, physiological, a must-have because it's been a while since I've had any food. Our environment is often referred to, and this might be a new term for some of you. I remember when I heard it, I was like, is that a real word? Yeah, it is. It's been put out by the Healthy People 2020 initiative, and it's called obesogenic. A little deceiving because you would think, oh, it's a gene that causes obesity. No, that's not what it is. Obesogenic is a term that describes an environment that is conducive to promoting overeating. So America is often referred to as an obesogenic we provide high-fat food at a lower cost than we do nutrient-dense superfoods. So more convenient, easily available, less costly would be food that isn't so healthy for us. So more people are eating that because of just the way the environment and society is. And obesogenic also refers to an environment that encourages bigger, supersize me, large portion sizes, not just what will fill me up, what makes me feel full. I want more, more, more. So that's what obesogenic is. There's another term that I like to introduce. It all kind of ties into body composition and nutrition. It's called creeping obesity. A lot of times people are overweight or obese not overnight. It takes a while. So the definition of creeping obesity is that over like a 30-year span, say somebody between the ages of 25 and 55, slowly, because of lack of activity or maybe eating too many calories or just being wrapped up in everything else that's happening in that span of your lifetime, you might gain a pound or two a year without, that's no big deal. But a pound or two a year every year for 30 years will put you at 30 to 45 pounds heavier than you were when you were 25 years old. So you get to be 55, which is what I am, and you look and say, I want to classify myself as overweight or obese. How did this happen? It didn't happen overnight. It happened over time. So here's a good picture of creeping obesity. The only thing is, some of my students say, hey, she doesn't look any older. She looks heavier, but she doesn't look older. But this is a picture that is illustrating creeping obesity. So on the left side, she's 25. On the right side, she's 55. She didn't get from 25 to 55 without those years in between, those decades in between. So the decades in between are the ones where gain a couple pounds a year, and that's called creeping obesity. So it doesn't happen overnight, it happens over time. And that is the end of nutrition. So I'm hoping if you guys ever have any questions, you can always email me. It's kind of weird doing this, not being able to see you all. You can see me, but I can't see you. So I'm going to keep thinking of some interesting discussion boards each week. I'll have a few more lectures, and this is the end of this lecture. So, guys, have a good week, and I will always touch base. Bye.